Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. Today, we discuss something whose time on Earth passed all too quickly. A worthy proposal for a modern dress design. This paradigm was something that seems to recur throughout history. Once upon a time, the Omega Dynamic. In our era, it is the Audemars Piguet Millenary that is the oval watch of our generation. It seems almost like Sith Lords or knuckleballers in baseball. There are never more than a handful, but there's always a couple. So this watch is emblematic of later generation millenary production because it uses a more modern movement and it has a larger case size. And it's certainly more distinct than the somewhat, I would say, anodyne Jules Audemars and Edouard Piguet dress watch lines, but maybe not as over-the-top or difficult to wear as the Code 1159. So it's 45 millimeters across the case, not including the crown. That's from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's 45. If you were to measure it, it is quite thin. In profile, 9.3 millimeters thick, and then from lug tip to lug tip, 48.2 millimeters with a 22 millimeter spacing in between the lugs. Throw it on the wrist. And you can see that it's really not that huge. A 45 makes it sound colossal, but taking a look at the lugs down the barrel, they're not out over the edge of my wrist. So I believe you could wear this on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference, and it will easily slip underneath a dress shirt cuff. It's a good looking watch. It has nuance without looking busy. Taking a quick tour of the case, you can see these lugs are pretty sharply broken out of the case band. The lugs, the case, the bezel, they're all very distinct, strong structures with profound and high impact visual signatures. All of these things weigh heavily on the composition executed by the designers. The watch is designed to be visually compelling without looking overwrought. It does achieve that. It's nicely balanced, even though there is a lot of detail. We have longitudinal satination, we have vertical satination, we have polish, we have many steps, angularity and curves as well. We have a millenary specific crown, which is always a nice touch, and then a dial, which is a combination of lacquer and metallic elements. And we'll do a quick lume shot just to demonstrate that the watch does have a little bit of lume. The dial is deliberately asymmetrical, and this watch is full box and papers. It comes with a box that is shaped much like the case, with a socket inside the box that is off-center like the dial. We have here applique rose gold and highly stylized Roman numerals, including a watchmaker's 4, and we have broadsword style hands. We have a counterweighted lancet style second hand. You can see the pronounced radial grain of the sunburst that surrounds the lacquer center. So it's lacquer, metallic sunburst, and then lacquer again. And notice that all these stylized numerals feature black borders around blue infill. We have a hacking system, so you can actually stop the watch. If your hands aren't gloved like mine, you could stop the watch and set it to a reference time. And there's also a quick set, so you can rapidly cycle the date. Turning the watch over, we've got the caliber 3120 base. This was originally created as a base with sports watches in mind. So this is a bidirectional automatic winder with high efficient ceramic bearings. The ceramic bearings used to make it more efficient. And then the rotor, 22 karat gold, featuring the coats of arms of Audemars and Piguet. To remind you that AP is the oldest continuously family-owned and run Swiss watchmaker. It's got a full balance bridge and a free-sprung gyromax style balance. Those features for both high shock resistance and sports watch applications, as well as fine adjustment using the variable inertia screws on the gyromax style balance. And you can see that the bridge itself has an intriguing sort of batwing profile. Also, taking a quick look, you could see that the screws themselves are used for fine adjustments. Then we've got a KIF shock protection spring, a little bit different from Inca Block. The 3120 features a 60-hour power reserve, and you can see it pivots on 40 joules. It's sufficiently sized for this case, though it's not quite as large, nor is it shaped to match this particular case. Although if you look on the case back, you can see it is intriguingly centered. If you were to take all the visual tricks and gymnastics away, you would realize that the hands are in fact perfectly centered on the dial, and the movement is perfectly centered on the case back. The movement is a combination of manual and mechanical finishing elements, but handsomely executed and definitely worthy of a display case back, and all this 30 meters water resistant. You could see that we also have early G serial, so you can place this watch in the continuity of Audemars Piguet production. And don't worry, everything here is gold. The case back screws are white gold, which is a stronger mechanical gold for use on small components like screws that may take a great deal of torque from a steel tool. That's why white gold screws are used on the case back of this rose gold watch. Reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.